essential computers through the homework and many different resources. In this quiz, I'm going to talk about 10 concepts that I feel are important to remember and to understand. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is when was the first computer invented. Now, this concept is a broad area that involves many different answers because there are many different classifications of computers. However, this being said, the first mechanical computer was invented in 1822 by Charles Babbage and Ada Lovelace. This being said, it didn't resemble what we would consider a computer today. This was the difference engine. It was the first automatic computing machine. It was able to compute several sets of numbers and make hard copies of the results. Due to funding, there was never a full-scale functional version of this machine created by Babbage himself, but the London Science Museum was able to complete it for the bicentennial year of his birth and then later completed it in 2000 to be functional. The second concept we're going to talk about, which may be the most important thing to know, is what are the 6 most important hardware components that are connected to the motherboard. So the 6 most important hardware components are the CPU, the main memory, the external memory, the input, the output, and communication. The CPU, or the central processing unit, is a piece of hardware that carries out the instructions of a computer program. It performs the basic arithmetic, logical, and input-output operations of a computer program. The main memory of a computer is called the random access memory. This is the part of the computer that stores operating system software, software applications, and other information for the central processing unit to have fast and direct access when needed to perform tasks. The external memory allows users to store data separately from a computer's main memory. It increases storage capacity without having to open up a system. Input is used to provide data and control signals to an information processing system, such as a computer or information appliances. These include keyboards, mouse scanners, and many other things. An output is a piece of computer hardware equipment that converts information into human readable form. These can be examples like audio and video. And the final one is communication. This is capable of transmitting an analog or digital signal over a communication with a wire or wirelessly. And the most often one you would know would be Wi-Fi. The third concept is explaining how computer hardware can be toxic. This is really important for us to know, and we need to be aware of everything. So things like resistors, semiconductors, infrared detectors, stabilizers, cables, and wires contain cadmium. The circuit boards in a computer contain mercury and chromium. When these types of materials and chemicals are disposed improperly, it is hazardous for the environment. It is really important for us to make sure that we are disposing of these materials properly and being safe. The fourth concept is about the operating system. So the operating system is a system software that manages computer hardware, software resources, and provides common services for computer programs. The fifth concept is the disk operating system. So the disk operating system are simple text commands and operating systems. And in contrast to that, Windows are a range of graphical interface operating systems. So those are the difference between disk operating systems and Windows operating systems. So the sixth concept talks about the differences between operating systems, softwares, and application softwares. So an operating system software works as the interface between the user and the hardware, while the application software is a program that performs a specific task. In our seventh concept, we're going to talk about the access control matrix. So the access control matrix is an abstract formal security model of protection state in computer systems that characterizes the rights of each subject with respect to every object in the system. The eighth concept is a computer network. And this is basically just a computer network. It is a set of computers connected together for the purpose of sharing resources. The ninth concept is what is GUI? So GUI is the graphical user interface, and it is a human computer interface that uses windows, icons, and menus that can be manipulated by a mouse. And then the 10th concept we're going to talk about, which is the final one, is what is the difference between bit and byte? And also, what is the relationship between terabyte and petabyte? So a bit is a basic unit of information. A byte is much bigger. Actually, there's 8 bits in every byte. There are also 1,000 terabytes in 1 petabyte. So that's really interesting to know. So all of these concepts are really important to when we're thinking about computers.